foundation with the older girls, you know, make sure, or it like for level 4 and up, you might want to do foundation. Level 3 and down, I wouldn't worry about it. If you are though, make sure it matches your child's face color. So you want it to match the skin color. So if you would obviously start off with that. I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow primer because I think that helps keep eyeshadow on. So you can use this as NYX. You can use any kind of primer from anywhere. Or if you want, you can also use foundation and put some on. It just gives a nice, like, it'll help the eyeshadow stay longer, especially if you're in 2 shows, you know, and you just want to do a touch-up and you don't want to have to redo the makeup all over. So I'm going to do the primer on her eye, or like I said, you can use foundation as a primer or a concealer. So either way, do that. So I'm priming her eye first, and we're going to get that done. Once I feel like she's good and primed, then I'm going to take my eyeshadow and my shadow brush. We're using neutral colors, so you want to look for a cream and a medium and a dark brown. This has kind of a mixture in there. So I'm going to start with the cream, and I'm going to put that all over her eye. So I'm going to put that lighter color and do it heavy all over her eye.
So going from the lash line all the way up to the brow?
Yep, the whole, basically you're just covering the whole eye, the whole lid all the way up to the brow line. So you're giving a nice base color there. I'm going to use a little bit of the thicker end of my brush because, just so you can see, so I can get a little heavier here. Once I do that and I feel like we're good, really good and covered there, brush her little flyaways away. And then I'm gonna take more of like the medium brown color here, and I'm gonna put that on her lid. So I'm gonna darken her lid there. And I'm gonna just do that until I get a nice shadow behind her lid. So just on the lid, the lower lid, before, like, molding into the crease a little bit so that it does end up going into the crease slightly. I'm gonna do that on her other side here and just darken her lid. We're pretty close there. Then I'm gonna take our darkest, your darker brown color. So I'm gonna take my one next to it. Usually a lot of times in your palette, it'll go in succession. It'll go light, medium, and dark, and that's the easiest way to follow it. This palette's a little different. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm looking at the outer corner of Haley's eye, and I'm gonna take the smaller end of my brush, or take a smaller eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna kind of go in like a triangle here. I'm gonna kind of make myself a triangle on the side of the darkest color so that it's just in that side, and crease it in there. And I'm just gonna keep blending so I get that darkest color on the outside there. Yep, and then I do the same on this side. And just create my triangle first, and then I'll just keep filling in and kind of blending it in as it goes through that triangle. Keep blending until it kind of fades in there. You can still kind of see the line, but you don't want it to be super harsh. Now, if you need to, you can take your lightest color and kind of give a blend in and blend all 3 colors together with your heavier end of your brush. If you feel like you're heavy there and you have too much of a line, so you want to take that and kind of blend, you can kind of blend in all of the color so that she's nice and blended through there. Good. And you could, sometimes I'll also just highlight that top brow a little bit more once I've done that, because some of the color I'll move from time to time. So I'll just take from almost the inside corner of her eye out to the outer lid. I'll just sweep that lighter color just to give her a little bit of a highlight in her bone there. So now I'm gonna go with a black eyeliner. It's your choice, you know, you can do pencil, you can do pot. I mean, if you're not like an expert with liquid eyeliner, even though it does stay really well, you'll probably end up redoing eyeshadow if you're not really steady and good with it. So I think a pencil is easier to correct. So she's gonna close her eye, and I'm gonna actually hold her eye out a little bit, and I'm just gonna line her lash line with the black. And I'm just gonna keep kind of going from the inner eye out till I get a nice line there. Trying not, and I wanna make sure I don't get it too thick, that I just wanna line it. And I wanna take it a little bit out. We don't want like a big cat eye or anything, but we do wanna extend it slightly past the lash line a little bit, so they've got a little bit of a darkness in that corner to highlight their eye. So when I'm close to feeling like I can see a nice solid black line there, and she's out a little bit, try to take it as far into that corner as I can, and then I'll have her open her eye, and you can see we've got a good lash line there. And then after I do that, I'm gonna take the black mascara, and I'm gonna have her close her eye because I like doing it. And this is a good trick with little ones. Close their eye, because then they're not blinking because they can't see the brush. And you almost just believe it or not, you almost really just have to tip the ends. And doing it this way too is getting them to curl. Like you can see her lashes are curling upwards as I'm doing that. So on a little kid, this is the best way because they can't see, and then they're not blinking and you don't have mascara all over the place. And then I'm gonna have Haley hold for a minute just to make sure she's dry, and then she's gonna open her eye. And then on an older girl, see, it's already curled up and you've got plenty of mascara on her eye. And you know, if it's an older girl, but even sometimes with the older girls, it'll do that. But I think that's the best trick, is doing it that way and having her close. And then, like I said, you've got all the mascara you need really on there. And then from there, and then like I said, you would have a little bit of peach. I don't have a blush with me, but just a little bit of highlight on the cheek. Even a bronzer works great. I actually really like bronzer because it doesn't give any color. It just kind of gives a glow to the cheek. So I feel like you could do a brush all over bronzer a little bit to give a glow, and then just a little bit heavier right there on the apple of the cheek, and that would be enough blush. And then I think I do have a pink. So the front desk has, there for level 4 and up for the ballet show, there's like a nice deep pinky color that Miss Christie would like. And then for the jazz show for level 4 and up, it's a more of a bright red lipstick. We are selling them at the desk for $5, and also or you can come over, screenshot, and just kind of match the color the best you can. Either way is your choice. And then for the under level 3 and under, basically it's the same color for both shows, and it's just like a kind of nice bright pink color. So like I said, we have it here, so you can do a screenshot and try to match the color the best you can, or you can always purchase it from us too. And so that would be basically what you're gonna look like. We didn't do her other eye, but with your high bun and your makeup, you would be that. And like I said, your eye is really important. And then just getting the lipstick color, just making sure you screenshot if you're not gonna get ours, because that's the most noticeable if we have 50 shades of red or 50 shades of pink, because believe it or not, there's a lot more than you think. It's not just like, oh, just grab pink lipstick. So that's the best. That's the best I think we can do for today. If you have any questions, of course, ask. And this is the first time we're going to do this, but we are keeping hair the same for both shows. So for all ages, we are keeping the high bun. So you do not have to change your hair for the evening show, anyone. So that's it. All right, thank you. And you can always ask the front desk or your teacher if you have any other questions. Thanks.